Easton, here's our third and last question. Why are the Center for Asian American Christianity and the Overseas Ministry Study Center co-sponsoring this 2023 Asian American Theology Conference titled Multiple Belongings in Trans-Pacific Christianities? Why the two of us?
The reason that OMSC and the CAAC have come together for this conference is because it's representative of a growing awareness among both scholars as well as ministry practitioners that what is going on in the world church, which is OMSC's sort of focus, is 100% relevant to what's going on in the local church, right? And given your center's focus on Asian American Christianity, we are concerned with questions of how Asian Americans here in the United States of America, perhaps also in Canada, North America, writ large, are working out their faith. Over the Overseas Ministry Study Centers, our focus isn't really here on the United States. Our focus is on the world church, the growing churches of the global South, whether they be in Asia, Latin America, or Africa. But there is a sense that this big global picture and these local pictures, they're overlapping in so many ways, right? What happens in Asia influences Asian American churches. And quite frankly, what happens in Asian American churches influences churches in Asia. And there is this sense that we need to thicken that connection. We need to engage it, question it, learn more in order to benefit both research agendas and both sets of ministries that work in both worlds. I know for OMSC, we see that the thing that challenged OMSC to take this turn is that some of the most vibrant congregations in the United States are migrant diaspora congregations.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And they bring with them their cultures and their concerns so even though we're concerned with the world church, we realize that the world church is right here in the United States, and that the context of the United States is starting to shape them, and certainly true for Asian American churches as waves of Asian migration continue to come to the United States. So that's from the particular standpoint of OMSC, why suddenly this conference and this co-sponsorship made so much sense.
Yeah.
How about for you, David? What prodded you to reach out and work with us to host this?
So many reasons. One, I just like working with you, Easton, as you're a great conversation partner. And two, I really do see Asian American Christianity and the academic discourse of Asian American theology as part of the world Christianity conversation. And the reason is historical. 1965. The 1965 Immigration and Nationality Act has changed the face of U.S. society. The immigration from Europe kind of trickled post-1965, while immigration from Africa, Latin America, and Asia increased. And now, in 2012, Pew reports that Asian Americans are the fastest growing racial demographic in the U.S. And that is the case because of 1965. This further impacts churches in the U.S., in which immigrant Christian communities are either increasing or decreasing slower than their European church counterparts. So really, for me, the concept of Asian American is a real kind of confusing and sometimes paradoxical concept. But the one thing I can say about Asian American identity that includes South and Southeast, as well as East Asian communities that we're trying to represent through our diverse topics in this conference, the one thing I can say is Asian Americans are united by a general history of migration from Asia to the US and the subsequent racialization as Asian Americans. And so this conference really wants to lean into that migration structure to understand how Asian Americans are very diverse with over 20 countries of origin and languages and cultures, but we do share some kind of formal structure of migration from Asia to the US, as well as the subsequent racialization. And that gives us something to share and to talk about theologically, biblically, and for ministry praxis. Easton, thank you so much for taking time out to have a brief chat about our upcoming conference. And we hope that many more continue to register. Registration is free. And please join us on April 28th to 29th for this hybrid conference, the 2023 Asian American Theology Conference.
I'm very much looking forward to it, David, and I hope those watching will be inspired to join this conversation. We're really hoping that each of the speakers brings something forward from their sort of community as a conversation starter that will spread to churches as well as academic institutions around what it means to be an Asian American Christian and what it means to do theology with our whole selves, as well as our whole histories. And really hope to see many of you join us online or even in person.